Hey guys, Steve here, and Victor, who's filming for me in my little tiny apartment. But anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Ballistics Unseen. This is my new blog. For those of you who know me, a bit adventurous, I like exploring different things. I served in the U.S. Army, and I lost my sight in military operations 10 years ago. And I need to explain a little bit about that because that's what leads to this unseen title or name in the title, word in the title. I had a passion for marksmanship and shooting and tracking my rounds, and I never got into extreme long distance shooting or long distance shooting, but I'm still very interested in it. But I'm completely blind. I have no light perception. And actually, I know some of you out there are going to be like, how does a blind person shoot? How's that going to work? But that's what this whole blog, what this whole project is all about. I think I'm going to call it, the challenge is going to be named like Operation Uniform Delta. And that's the phonetic alphabet for those of you who don't understand that. UD, unknown distance. My goal is to hit some targets long distance. How far can I do that? I don't know. And the way this works is I have a special system, a camera system that's mounted to a scope that runs to a monitor that the spotter who's sitting behind a spotting scope will be viewing. And they can walk me in with some verbal communication to bullseye or dead center, whatever I'm shooting at. And but yeah, maybe though, it's a bit of dark humor, but for me to prove that I'm blind, this is my good shooting eye. And I just put that on the scope, to get PID, positive identification. But yeah, I hope that you guys will enjoy this journey. I have some video here. It's not the greatest footage in the world. We got some things to refine, but we're on the range. This range here in Colorado, western side of Colorado, where we're shooting, and it's not a long distance range. It's got 100 and 200 yard known distance targets, and yeah, I've hit my first 100 and 200 yard targets with the help of my spotter, and it was quite an amazing feeling for me. So. In this video, you'll see me executing those shots, at least one of them.
Yeah, so this is Steve's target that he shot at 100 yards.
I blame my spotter, Vic, here for the shots that are not really close to dead center. I only took 3 shots, if I remember correctly, and at 100 yards, and the last shot hit, I think, pretty close to dead center. But, actually, I'm not really worried about tight groups and all of that. I mean, I'm blind. It would be cool to set a record, even though I don't really care about records, but first blind person to shoot, out 1,000 yards or 1,000 meters, 1,600 meters, a mile would be cool. And maybe that's going to be, that unknown distance that I hit. But we'll see. I hope that maybe some of you guys and gals out there will chime in, maybe be interested in having me come out and perform that challenge in your neck of the woods. I don't know, maybe if you're a university or school and you have some concepts or ideas for a camera system, or technology that might aid in this, because I'll get in some other videos, I'm going to get into the details of what we're working with and how we're doing this, because ballistics is such a cool thing, and I can be so involved with teaching marksmanship fundamentals, because that's, I know and understand basic marksmanship fundamentals, but ballistics, whether it's internal ballistics, intermediate ballistics, your external ballistics, and terminal ballistics, and all your meteorological conditions and atmospheric conditions, environmental conditions, whether it's temperature, humidity, barometric pressure, angle of fire, your spin drift, Coriolis effect, all these different things that are involved with shooting to put your round where you want it. is such a fascinating thing. And there's some interesting accessible ballistic calculators or that I can actually utilize with my smartphone or iPhone using a screen reader that's specifically used for the blind and visually impaired.
All right, so I think you're going to have to go left, but probably not too much.
Okay, hold on. What's the elevation like, up or down?
It's going to have to come down a little.
Just a little bit?
Okay, so this is where, you know, the blindness comes into effect, right? Blind guy staring through an optic. An optic is for someone that's sighted. Well, I'm not sighted. So how does this work? Well, I have a camera system. Yeah, some of you hunters and people out there like to capture your reticle and your target, you know, what you're seeing in the scope. I'm using a similar device, and we'll get to that in another video. But that's connected to a monitor, small monitor, handheld monitor that my spotter, Victor, who's with me right now, helping me with this video, he's helping me. He's got a spotting scope. And I apologize, you know, you're just gonna see in this video from my vantage point, down my scope, what I'm looking at. We didn't have cameras, we didn't have an extra person there that day. This is all preliminary kind of testing. I wasn't sure if this was going to even be possible because of the focus problems. But Vic is telling you, like he just mentioned now, that I'm kind of far off. So we got to establish some sort of communication system to guide me in. And I got a bunch of ideas and concepts for that, but I need some cues, you know, left, 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 hold, you know, whatever it might be. We haven't refined it really well here, but that's basically what he's going to do. What I've realized is if I find my horizontal, my windage, my left-right kind of position, if he guides me into center mass in that regard, low. So if I aim low, below the target, while I manipulate my rifle, which is on I have bipod legs, an Atlas bipod, and I'm using a custom-made sock, sand sock, for my toe, meaning the heel of the toe of the rifle, the buttstock. I'm using that to keep me steady, and so I'm manipulating that. And what I've realized, if I aim low, and I find my left-right where I need to be, center mass, then I can apply pressure and relax and kind of settle into my cheek or the comb, the cheek rest, and put weight on, weight on the rifle and bring the rifle up and into the target. We'll talk more about this whole system in a more formal and logical flow. I just wanted to get a video on YouTube, and so this is Steve, out.